Just wanted to share a quick little story with you tonight. My friend Mark, whose channel name is Scouting Free, he recently did a video on the importance of preparedness and basic navigation skills, even on a simple day hike in the wilderness. So this story takes place October 1998. My friends and I, we built the shelter deep in the woods, and one wall kind of resembled a log cabin, and we used to hang our pots and pans off there. And one weekend, my friend Justin and I decided we were going to spend the night. So I made a list of all the things we needed to bring with us and all the things we needed to do. And to get out to the shelter is quite the trek. Lots of steep hills. You have to cross the creek 3 times. But the creek is pretty shallow in October. And once we got out there, our top priority was to gather as much firewood as we could. We split up and we spent about 3 or 4 hours each gathering all the wood we can find on the ground, and we had a huge, massive pile of wood after about 4 hours. So our main concern on this trip was to not get hurt and to keep warm. Later on that day, our friend Chris came out just to spend the day with us. And Chris knew a shortcut. He knew a farmer, and he would cut through his field, drive all the way through the field, park at the tree line, walk through the woods, down a hill, and be right at our shelter. So Chris came out, we had a fire, we had something to eat, hung out, talked around the fire, and it started to get a little bit late, and Chris decided to go. So I thought it'd be nice for us to walk with him back to his vehicle so he's not walking alone. So the way Chris had come down to our shelter, both Justin and I had never been that way before, and we just assumed it was a very simple, short hike. Before we left, I decided that we should build up the fire just to make it easier for us to see on the way back. And we brought a flashlight with us, and that was it. It was one of those really big old flashlights with the huge battery. I think it had maybe 20 lumens if we're lucky. So we left. We're going up this steep hill, real thick bush, lots of trees. Felt like forever. And then once we leveled out, more trees, more bush, a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. And I realized that I better start paying attention to our direction. So we're hiking through the woods. We finally made it to the opening where Chris's truck was. And of course, we started talking, started getting later, darker. So we finally decided we better head back. And once we got into the woods, everything looked the same. There was no trail, nothing to go by. All I could remember is the direction that we came from, and I tried to go in the same direction. We're hiking and hiking through the woods. There's coyotes screaming. And every time I tell the story, people think that I could see coyotes running by, and that's not the case. They were very close. I couldn't see them, and it sounded like there was hundreds of them howling in the night. We were pretty scared. And we're hiking, and everything's looking the same. And we finally started going downhill, which was a good sign. I knew that we were kind of going in the right direction. And we're going down this hill, and it's like, I don't think we're in the right area. And coyotes are howling all around us. And Justin said, why don't you shut off the flashlight and we'll just, see if we can see our fire or something like that. So I shut off the flashlight, and it was just black. And we're sitting there for a couple minutes. And finally our eyes adjusted. And off in the distance, I could see in that crack of that log wall I was talking about earlier, I could see a little gap in between it. And I could see the orange glow from our fire. So if we just kept going, we would have pretty much walked right into our shelter. So we were very lucky. We were scared to death. I know looking back on it, it doesn't sound that scary, but at the time we were terrified. We were thinking that all we have is this flashlight. We had, no other equipment with us, nothing. And we made it back to the shelter. I learned lots of lessons from this story. Even though we were very prepared, we had all the right equipment, we never took it with us when we left on this short little trip. We did lots of things right. You know, we built up the fire, we took a flashlight with us, even though it wasn't dark at the time. I paid attention to the trail once I realized that this hike was a little bit longer than I thought. The things we did wrong is we stayed later than we thought. We really shouldn't have been hiking at night. We didn't bring anything with us. So we were very lucky. It could have been a lot worse. You know, we just underestimated this trip, the short little hike we had to go on, and we were very unprepared. We didn't bring anything with us. So I hope you enjoyed this video.
Hey, thanks for watching.
If you like our content,
feel free to subscribe here.
Don't forget to hit that bell.
So you'll get a notification
As soon as a new video is uploaded.
And we hope to
catch you guys on another video.